Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ammo preferences, welcome to the Republic. So, we know I've done some rifle builds, and as I alluded in my short earlier this week, I've been long considering doing a pistol build. Now, after researching a little bit, I came across a video by Tactical Toolbox. If you're not watching him, go ahead and check him out. He was talking about the cheapest Glock clone ever, and one that worked. And so he started with somebody you might recognize if you saw my shorts. This guy by St. Croix Tactical, the SCT17. Now, of course, if you saw him in my short, you'll notice he looks a little bit different. Yes, I know how to use a rattle can. They didn't bring out the flat dark earth model until after I bought this. Kind of the story of my life. After I buy something, there'll be a new version or a severe price drop, but at 39 bucks, you really can't drop the price much. And yes, I know that was completely unintentional. I wasn't thinking about it when I got dressed for work this morning. But, so what he had essentially done, and his method of building the cheapest Glock clone on earth, was to use the SCT-19 frame and get a I keep wanting to say lower parts kit, so you can tell I'm used to building rifles, but a frame parts kit, pairing up with PSA and picking up a dagger slide, so that essentially it would look, of course, a few parts, but it would look like this. Well, and that's great. And if I just wanted to build any old Glock clone, sure, why not? Not really my vision. So what I really wanted to do was to build a clone of my very favorite Shadow Systems MR920L. That's right, the long slide edition. I like that longer slide now that I've had this guy. Not really that much longer. The MR920 or Glock 19 style is about a 4-inch barrel. The 19Ls, which Glock has just put out a shittier clone of this guy, being the Glock 49, only available here in the States. If you go to their site, it doesn't even show up. But, so only 4.5-inch barrel. But as I get closer to putting parts together, because you know I'm not a sponsored channel, so everything I do comes out of pocket. And son, this is the Biden administration. We ain't got a lot of extra cash laying around, so parts takes me a while to build up, and even this build is going to take quite a while. Frame kit, of course, but as I'm diving into it, I'm thinking, you know, maybe something a little bit longer. How about I could do a Glock 39, or sorry, not 39, 34, and that's a 5-inch. But then I saw a picture, went to Reddit, and they used a polymer 80 frame in a Glock 17L barrel and slide. You have any idea how long a 17L barrel is? It's 6 inches. Imagine a 6-inch barrel on top of this guy. But of course, my original thought was, I want to do something a little extra. I wanted to do a compensated gun, so I was going to do a compensated version of this guy. I still want to do a compensated version. So I'm still doing a compensated version. So we're talking about something seriously long boy. So essentially we're going to be looking at a let's see if I can get this all in here. Compensated SCT17LC. So Synchro Tactical 17 long slide compact. Now tell me that isn't going to be all kind of badass. And why do a compensator on it? Because I fucking want to, because I fucking can, and because why the hell not? I mean, if you're going to have fun building shit, have fun building this shit and build what you want. So, started with this guy that I actually got back before Christmas. So, I got him for Christmas for myself. Merry Christmas to me. OD Green OEM Glock mags. We'll have that discussion another day. Not that you can tell they're necessarily OD Green. Even in real life, it's not just the video. But then I got one more little piece, so for those of you who don't know who Taryn Butler is, and I find it, God damn it, that's supposed to be on mute. I find it very difficult to understand how anybody in the 2A community cannot know who Taryn fucking Butler is. So for those who don't, let me explain. Taryn Butler is a multi-time grandmaster. That's right. He's one of the best shooters in the world. Not only that, but he is one hell of a gunsmith and gun designer. Designing guns for things like, oh, I don't know, anybody familiar with John Wick? That's right. So the Pit Viper, the Sand Viper, that fancy new AR shotgun that he was running, half the ARs that he runs in that movie, I'm telling you, most of the guns that he runs in there, Taryn Tactical. So Taryn spent 4 years planning, 4 years building, 4 years just pouring money, time, effort, thought into research and development because he wanted to design the perfect Glock trigger. He thought he was close, but then the Timney Alpha came along. After test firing the Timney Alpha, Taryn Butler scrapped 4 years of fucking research because, and according to him, they had built the perfect Glock trigger. There is nothing anyone can do to improve upon it. So if it's good enough for Taryn Butler, what else shouldn't I try? Could it be because it's technically a competition trigger with a 3-pound pull, tested over and over, reliable 3-pound pull? Most consider it to be too light for an EDC or even for a home defense gun. But I don't give a shit. Trigger weights don't scare me. I've pulled maybe not quite that light a trigger on a pistol, but pulled heavier triggers, pulled medium triggers, who cares? You know, really not that concerned about it. And the odds are great. It's not going to be my EDC because I do have to concealed carry at least 5 days a week. So my MR920L fills the bill just fine for that. Really looking forward to doing this guy up. Of course, as I get into the project, I'll put updates on here. It's going to be a long wait till the finished product. I'm just warning you. My left-handed AR build took me over a year just because, again, I'm not that guy that can just pour money into parts and parts and parts. So I love holidays. That's all I'm saying. So if you've enjoyed this, if you're curious to find out what actually happens and do I really have what it takes to build a fucking pistol, like, subscribe, beat the shit out of that notification bell. I'm noticing it on my metrics. About 90% of my viewers are not my subscribers. Why not? If you're watching this, what do you have to lose by subscribing? Another worthless feed? So what? Subscribe anyway. Tell your friends to subscribe. Hit that comment section. I want to hear what kind of builds, pistol builds, handgun builds have you done? What kind of suggestions do you have for me? What kind of recommendations? Do you like the idea? Do you love the idea? Do you hate the idea? Yeah, I guess tell me if you hate the idea, even though, to be honest, I don't give a fuck if you hate the idea. I love it. I think it's going to be great. All right, well, I think it's going to be fun anyway. It may completely suck, but we're going to do it. So, hit me in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you've done. And we'll see you in the next video.